coaster from Illinois when you don't know exactly how serious things are to now. What has that been like in learning that you're okay and not knowing originally and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's been a little bit all over the place. Like, I try to let my emotions not get too high or too low throughout it, just because what's going to happen is going to happen. So, I mean, I just kind of try to stay focused on if I'm going to be able to do something, like how I can help my team best. So, really, that was my whole focus. And let the doctors and all the other people figure it out.
When did you know you would be back at some point, and what was that sort of moment?
I think it was about last week, like sometime last week. Towards the end of last week, we had talked to the doctors. He had told me that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was from the jump, so I was just happy about that, really. Like, just, you think you're done, but then you get another chance. So
after that first read, was that your thought that you might be done for the year?
After what?
After they looked at it the first time?
Yeah, there was a couple of talks about that, but eventually we just had to take a closer look, get some more tests and more scans and stuff. So
how does it feel now?
I feel like right now I don't really feel it. Probably gonna feel it in the morning when I wake up for sure, but I mean, probably just adrenaline pumping right now for the most part.
Did you expect to play that many minutes tonight?
I wasn't supposed to, but I mean, I had to, so just do anything I can.
What were we supposed to play?
About around like 15. I think I got to like 15 around like 10 minutes left, and I was like, I'm not finna come on now. Like, keep going.
Was that because, I mean, you were feeling good, you were playing well, and you can see the matchups? How important
it was a little bit of both. Like, it kind of was going off of how I felt. So like, if I wasn't feeling good, I probably would have played a little less minutes. But like, that's halfway through. Like, once we got halfway through that second half, I wasn't really feeling it anymore. So I was just like, let's just keep going till I can. Yeah, exactly.
Feel good to see that scramble at the end. They had a nice play there, and they get those shots off. And
that hell of a job on their part. Just continue to stick with it. Sanford's a great shooter. Honestly, I thought one of those was going to go in, but just had to finish off the play. So good job from him. Hell of a play too. I thought it was going to Murray. As soon as he caught out, I was ISO, like I got to be ready, and he just swung it right out, and I was like, oh, he's wide open. But hell of a play for sure.
Does it feel like, you guys have been sort of waiting to jumpstart your season as a whole unit. Does it feel like maybe this now can be that?
No, I'm hoping so. We got a couple games, tough game ahead with Purdue, so I'm just we got to string a couple together really. Once we string a couple together, I think we'll be off in the right start. So hopefully we can do that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Malik, kind of in the dog days of the season right now, right in the middle of the Big Ten season, but it's a little different for you, obviously, with the injury going on.
Sure, I feel like I just
right. So that's what I'm wondering. Where's your mindset kind of, when everybody else has played all these games, but for you, does it feel the same way or a little different?
It definitely feels different for sure. I'm just trying to do the best I can to since I have more energy, just try and bring more and help everybody through it. Because I know it's like to play all those games and then you reach like right before February and through February, it's like you're getting tired, But luckily, I had like a month and a half off in the middle of the season, so just try and do as much as I can to help my guys get through it and just stay focused on the big picture.
And maybe thinking back to when you have been where they are and haven't missed all this time, you get to February and trying to get to the end of it. What have you done that's kind of worked to get you through that tough stretch?
Quite honestly, the only good February I think I've really had was my freshman year. When I think about it, with Cash and X, and I just kind of think about what they did when they were in my shoes. So we just kept pushing. Honestly, you can't give up. We can't fumble games. You got to win those, even if it's ugly. You got to win. You got to win the ones that are ugly. So just things like little things like that. Just keep the perseverance going.
Do you think you had 24 or 25 minutes in you tonight?
I honestly didn't think it, but shoot, I had to do it. So.
As it was going, were you kind of feeling okay?
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good throughout. When we got to halftime, I was a little sore, but then once the second half got started and I was out there, it wasn't too bad at all.
What was that moment like when you had that dunk, gave you guys a lead and the place is kind of going nuts?
I mean, it was a great moment. To be honest, I was just trying to make a play. Me and Tyson just locked eyes, and I was like, yo. It was kind of like a telepathic thing. I was like, I need it, and it just lined up perfectly for me. So.
How important is it for this team to? It seems like every game ends up being like this.
Yeah.
You know, these tough games. How important is it to win these home games? You know, whether they were pretty or not, just finding a way to get them done.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, obviously you gotta games like this is how you win or lose in the Big Ten, you know. So just continuing to stack things like this, stack games that are close and hard, to just make sure you can do it. Yeah, for sure.
Tom said it kind of surprised him even when he threw it down. Did you surprise yourself throwing down that dunk?
I mean, a little bit, but like my adrenaline was going, so it wasn't. Like I kind of knew I could be able to do something like that, so I just tried to attack the rim, really.
How did it feel just hearing that roar coming back in for the first time? You miss that feeling?
Yeah, I definitely do. I love Spartan Nation. I think they love me too. So I'm just happy that everybody was excited to have me back.
And Tom was talking about just what you can bring to the team so many different ways. What is it that you think you bring to this team?
Versatility mostly. Just being able to help everybody with the switch, a lot of different things. I can play a lot of different positions. Whatever you need me to do, I'm just going to try and go out there and do it. So just little things like that.
That start, I mean, you've kind of witnessed some of those slow starts the last couple games, but what allowed you guys to kind of retake that and get back in it quickly?
I think we just had to see a couple go through, honestly. We had good looks. I feel like we had some pretty good looks, some solid looks that people shoot a lot of those shots all the time. Tyson's making most of those, Jade, Joey. So just things like that, just continuing to keep it going, you know. Just make sure that when we're in there, we don't hold our heads too much and just get back on our horse.
How about the toughness of this team? I guess toughness and resiliency seems like those are probably the two words that kind of define what you guys have been doing lately.
Yeah.
Like between you coming back from injury, Joey and Tyson kind of going down in this game. There's a lot of moments where it was, you kind of could see some toughness showing.
And that's something that coach just preaches a lot of, honestly. He always wants to be the toughest guy in the room. He always wants to be the toughest team in the room, toughest team in the country. So we're just we're taking a little bit of coach's stuff and just trying to make it our own.
Malik, sorry if you've been asked this, but just what was the process of coming back, and when did you know that you would play?
I mean, we kind of aimed to get me back around this time last week, but I didn't. It was kind of like a day-to-day thing, honestly.
When did you wake up today and say I'm playing? Did you know last night? When did you really come real for that?
It was mostly just had to do with how I was feeling. So I felt like I knew I was going to play, just because with the stuff we've done to make sure that I was in the right state. But I mean, probably a couple of days ago.
How different was it coming back a second time? Knowing what you know from the first time, and just I'm sure in the back of your head you probably have, I've gone through this already. I don't want to do it again. How do you sort of square all that in terms of going through it a second time? What did you learn maybe?
I just pushed myself harder, honestly. I feel like the first time I was trying to guide myself through it, and this time I just full throttle. Whatever happens is going to happen. So just make sure I was giving all I can.
How do you feel? I mean, moving laterally, defensively, how did you feel, and how do you feel now?
I feel pretty solid. I feel pretty solid right now. Probably won't feel it till the morning, honestly. I think adrenaline helps, just being around, having this Spartan Nation on the back.
That's a challenging matchup.
Yeah.
We had the matchup on the line. What did you and the AJ had to turn down on Joey? What did you guys do to kind of
just try and make him as comfortable as possible. He's a hell of a player. Obviously, some of those he should have hit for sure. Some of those he probably will hit the next time. So just try and do the best job we can just to make it hard for him.
I think last time you told us here that you were a little bit apprehensive when you came back that first time, guys around your feet and just cautious naturally. It seemed like today you just kind of played.
Yeah.
You didn't look like you were moving slow or timid. I mean, was that a difference in mindset, I guess, this time versus the last time you did?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely was. Like I said, just trying to be aggressive and not hold back.
What was that like? You go to the scores table. I'm sure you heard everybody getting loud for you. Check in, it gets even louder. What was that moment like?
It was good. It was a good feeling, Just having Spartan Nation be able to cheer for me like that and just be happy to have me back. More than I could expect.
And then was there a moment? I mean, you have the stop in the lane, the turnaround jumper. I mean, that was good. The dunk. Was there a moment to you where you're like, okay, I'm back now and I can just play free? Was it the moment you checked in? But was there a play where it felt sort of sunk in? I'm back now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, quite honestly, I didn't really think of it like that. I was just trying to play, trying to do my job right. It wasn't necessarily like a moment where I was like, come back. I still don't even think that now. I was just trying to want to do my job and help my team out.
It's kind of feel good to have that much of an impact though. Your first time back, right?
No, yeah,
Big game.
it does for sure. Definitely happy about it, but we still got a lot more to accomplish. So.
How does it feel getting a win on the defensive side? There's only so many times in practice. I mean, you can rep that out in practice, I imagine, a bunch, but to be able to put it on the floor at the Breslin, packed house, and to be able to execute, get the stop, what type of momentum booster is that for the team? Maybe confidence builder to be able to win on defense?
I think that's something that we kind of just been stressing all year. Honestly, we just trying to be better defensively as a whole from our past as well. It's something that we work really hard on in practice. So it's definitely good for us. It's definitely going to help us hopefully stack games.
And Tom was saying that he feels like you have a calming influence on your teammates. And I'm wondering, is that something you kind of like take a conscious effort in? It seemed like when you had the dunk in the first half, you took Chris to the bucket in the second half. You guys were, struggling a little bit, and then you guys kind of settled in. And, obviously versatility defensively, crashing the glass, kicking out the teammates. How would you, where does that come from? Like what he's observing about you kind of like settling guys down, getting them comfortable?
Just my personality, honestly. I'm very nonchalant, very mellow tone kind of. I'm very relaxed, so I just try and make sure that we have a lot of chaos in this program at times, and it's good chaos, but sometimes everything just needs to calm down, and certain people have to be talked to certain ways, and I just try and make sure that everybody gets a little bit of both, so we have a balance and it's not too much for anyone.
And when you have the whole squad, I mean, obviously there's always something that you can work on, but I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, you guys, have a lot of the pieces you kind of need. I mean, how did you feel being out there, kind of seeing what it looks like when you've got everybody out in the court for the most part?
I mean, I've seen it for a while, since even before the season. So really, it's just kind of doing what we know we can do. When we're a unit and our chemistry's going like that, and we're playing well defensively, I think we're a hard team to beat. So just start doing those same things and keep stacking the days.
Malik, could you speak on the team's overall defensive effort tonight when you were to 11 points?
I mean, I think it's a little bit. He's a good player, obviously. Some of those shots probably should have fallen. I've seen him watch film. I've seen him hit most of those shots before. So, I mean, quite honestly, we just try to make it as hard as possible. We're definitely focused on him. He's obviously one of the best scorers in the country, so something that you just got to lock in on, and I think we did a really good job, and hopefully do it.
And how did you feel when you stepped onto the court and the ISO just went absolutely?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great. I was really happy just to have everybody cheering for me, and it made me really excited.